वेलकम बैक आफ्टर द ब्रेक। वापस आने के लिए शुक्रिया, करम, मेहरबानी। हमारी जो आज की हॉट मेहमान है उनसे मिलाओ तो सही यार।
Well, she's very present in the world of media. उन्होंने फैशन और जर्नलिज्म को दोनों हाथों से अपनाया हुआ है। She's the editor of What's Up Mrs. Saga magazine और T.TV की प्रोग्राम कोऑर्डिनेटर भी हैं।
Wow.
Quite a lot on her plate, wouldn't you say?
Yep.
So let's meet our guest. इस हफ्ते के गेस्ट से मिलते हैं।
Soha Dokainish. Soha, thank you so much for joining us in studio.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for the intro.
Oh, you're welcome.
So can you tell our viewers a little bit about What's Up Mrs. Saga magazine and what it's all about?
For sure. What's Up Mississauga magazine is a very humble project. It began, the publisher had an idea. He just wanted to bring a publication to the city of Mississauga. Being based in Mississauga, from Mississauga, about Mississauga.
Right.
Yeah, so I was one of the very first people to be hired on to the project. It was just basically just like, I guess you could say like nourishing the vision, kind of just, flourishing it.
So what was the focus though? Like, I mean, because you can get a magazine that's political, you can get a magazine that's fashion based. What was the focus of What's Mississauga?
Well, for the publisher, the focus was Mississauga. It was just everything Mississauga.
Everything Mississauga.
Everything.
And one thing I definitely want to ask you is why Mississauga of all areas? Why did you specifically
he lives in
choose to
Mississauga.
cater?
The publisher lives in
Simple as that.
Mississauga. Yeah,
Right.
so basically before I came on, there was already a project for What's Up Mississauga magazine. And then coming on to it, I wanted something to be for young adults, because everything starts with young adults.
Yep.
People are so interested in fashion and entertainment and lifestyle and everything around that. And obviously politics is very important, and the federal elections are coming up, and we want to bring awareness to that as well. So basically everything that's related to the city, and also we want to brand our city. We want to profile it.
Put it out there?
Yeah,
basically?
very nice.
Right.
Out there.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I found really interesting was you guys actually covered Fashion Week.
Yes.
How was that experience?
That actually wasn't completely planned. Fashion Week is Toronto. It's Toronto
Yeah,
of
Fashion
course.
Week. But I mean, Toronto. It's safe to say that Toronto is like the fashion capital of Canada.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So I mean, it just happened. We got a lot of invites from designers and like pretty well-known designers like Dennis Gagnon, Wesley Badeniak, David Dixon. We got a lot of invitations, and then it was just something that happened. I was like, well, why don't we go out and cover this? I mean, people in Mississauga want to hear about fashion. They want to know, Lena, I noticed your shoes and how lovely they were.
Oh, thank you. That's
Can we
so
get
sweet.
a zoom in on Lena's
Let's not just zoom in on with you too. No, I'm kidding.
No. I've got to ask you this. What does it feel like? You guys are essentially a suburban publication, and you guys are getting invites from Toronto Fashion Week and these major designers. What does it feel like?
It's very flattering. It's good to know that people are seeing the magazine in a positive light, and that's always fun.
Did that kind of shift the focus to now sort of making it a broader sort of publication?
You know what? Not really, because every person who contacts us from around Canada, they know that the magazine is Mississauga based.
Yes.
And that in itself is amazing. Like, that's such an accomplishment.
Yeah,
just for
exactly.
them knowing, like when we have talented artists and designers coming from Vancouver and I don't know, Montreal, and, when they're contacting a Mississauga magazine, like that in itself is definitely an accomplishment.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's exciting. Now, one thing I want to ask you about your personal life actually is I know that you're very present in the world of journalism and sort of seen a lot in the media. So, I mean, this being such a competitive field and people sort of being deterred from entering it because it is so competitive, what made you personally kind of get attached to this?
I never really shied away from broadcast or journalism. My mother was a journalist, and she was a broadcaster, and she was very successful at what she did, and it was something that I always wanted to do growing up, and just seeing her and the way she talked about it, and just the way that I was exposed to that, like it was just something that I always wanted to do, and so from then on, everything that I did, I made sure that it would lead me here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is a typical day like for you? Because I mean, you're juggling so many sort of plates, basically.
Yeah. No. I mean, it's busy. Obviously, it's really busy. There's a lot of phone calls, a lot of handling certain situations. Issues arise all the time. You always have to deal with that. There's always emails going on. There's communicating with other people. Communication is really key in this business. And I mean, even if there isn't even like a story to cover, but there's like a meeting to go out to. There's always things that you have to do. And
and because Wasim asked that, a question just came to mind. Because you're editor-in-chief, and you were actually nominated as the Marty's Emerging Literary Arts Award. So does it ever get overwhelming? I mean, you're so young, and you're doing so much.
No, I don't think it's overwhelming. I think it's such a blessing to be able to do what you want to do. And
you must be super busy though.
Super busy, yeah. I mean, you're too busy to be overwhelmed. But no, I mean, it's not overwhelming. It's I don't like. Definitely, it's flattering. It's flattering to be recognized for the
What
work
does
that
mom
you're
feel
doing.
about you being nominated for a Marty Award?
Oh, she's thrilled.
Is
yeah,
she?
yeah,
Is
she's
she?
thrilled. Yeah.
Were there any challenges sort of in your initial stages with WOM magazine? Can I call it WOM? What's
yeah,
up,
no,
Mrs.
we
Saga?
do call it
Okay.
WOM. Yeah, we do call it WOM. As long as everybody knows it's Mrs. Saga.
Sounds really
yeah,
cute.
we can call it WOM.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were there any challenges at start?
Yeah, definitely. Of course. We actually, it's a lot of advertising, and we need supporters, and not even with advertising, but just like with the readership and everything. And in the beginning, nobody really knew about the magazine, and not a lot of people want to invest in something that they don't know.
Yeah.
So it was mostly going out there and telling people about it and trying to sell a product that isn't even out there yet.
Now, how many years has it been for the magazine?
It came out in October.
Oh, wow. So it's a baby.
So you're about as young as we are.
Young as, yeah, exactly.
That's funny.
Yeah, no, we had the pre-work for it was since like 6 months prior to.
Right.
And then it actually launched in October.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What's the plan ahead? Like, is there sort of anything that you guys are looking forward to in terms of the magazine?
To keep going, and try to get as many stories as we can and cover as many things as we can, Mississauga or not Mississauga based, but just to get out there.
That's amazing. Now, I actually have a quote here, sorry. Now, you wrote actually a letter to the editor, so I'm assuming that's like the front.
Like a letter from the editor, yeah.
And you wrote, a cry out to humanity and ink on paper, and you said, my pen is all I have to offer to you. Yeah. And you were sort of speaking in regards to all the
revolution in Egypt.
issues going on, and I think that can sort of go for everything, all issues in general.
Yeah.
So what did you mean by that?
Well, when I had said it, I was actually, it was focused towards the revolution in Egypt. When I said a cry out to humanity, I think a lot of things affect people on different levels, and one of them is because they're human. You care because you're human. It's not necessarily because you're from a certain place and you're being affected by it at home. But then that's another level as well.
But how do you think as a journalist, I mean, I really liked how you said the pen,
that's another thing, is that you be affected by it as, just because it hits home, and also because you're a human, and then third of all, you're a journalist and it's a responsibility.
And you sort of have that power.
Exactly. So when I said my pen is all I have to offer you, I mean, I felt so paralyzed, and I know I could speak for all Egyptians living abroad during this time.
Would you extend it to Libya now?
I can definitely, Libya, Syria, so much going on everywhere.
For sure.
And definitely. I mean, I think a lot of people here, they feel so paralyzed because they can't be there. They can't fight this this battle. And it was something that we wanted to be a part of so badly, because it was such an, it was like a long time coming.
Exactly. Yeah.
So,
and what's next for What's Up Mississauga?
What's Up Mississauga? We actually have an event that we're covering on May 13th. That's for the Palestinian Film Festival.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah, and
nice.
we have Omar Effendum and Seeking Prophets performing.
Right.
Yeah, so that's next for our YouTube channel.
Fantastic.
And then other than that, we want to keep being busy.
I'm just going to ask you this question. I'm not quite sure how fair it is.
Okay.
But since you essentially are the voice for Mississauga in a lot of ways, what is the sort of
Am I?
well, what's up Mississauga?
You put a lot of pressure on her right now.
When people ask what's up Mississauga, they're like, well, Soha would know what's up in Mississauga. So essentially, what is the sort of sentiment in terms of the federal elections? Are people sort of energized to go out and vote, or are they leaning in a certain way? Anything that you can comment on?
You know what? I don't think the youth are as out there as they should be. I don't think there's a lot of voting going on. A lot of the youth just kind of leave it to the older people, and they always think like, whatever. And a lot of immigrants have the mentality that they don't need to vote. Like, no matter what we vote, it's not going to matter.
Right.
Which is unfortunate, but it's true. And I think voting is very important. And I'm not just saying that. I know it's very cliche to say, but it actually is very important to be.
So सुन रहे हैं आप घर में अंकल आंटी अब जब बैठे हैं जब टीवी देख रहे हैं
वोट करिए
एग्जैक्टली कि हमें लगता है कि हमारे वोट होने से कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा बट सीरियसली हर एक वोट काउंट करता है and young people if you guys are watching this, if your parents are making you watch Must One, then you know what, we're talking to you specifically, go out and vote. I mean थोड़ी सी देर लगती है and it could change the next 4 years of not only your life but your country's
और अगर हर इंसान ये सोचे कि मेरी वोट जो है वो फर्क नहीं पड़ती है तो फिर what are you going to do with that, right? Then एक वोट करते that's how it works.
So Soha, just I'm going to ask again another awkward question. Your last name Dokainish is so interesting. Where is it from?
I don't know. I'm told it's a Turkish last name.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a really
and
interesting
I'm also
name.
told that it means a soft touch.
beautiful.
I'm not sure though. I don't know. We've had a lot of like.
And you have a very
Albanian
soft
descent.
look to your face, actually, so it kind of goes well.
Thank you. Thanks.
Awesome. So to round up, if you could just tell our viewers where they can actually check out What's Up Mississauga magazine.
Go to the website. It's www.whatsupmississauga.com, and we have a whole distribution list on there, and different places where you can find the magazine. And we also have a Facebook page. We have a YouTube channel, which is One Mississauga, WUM Mississauga. We also have a Twitter page, and you can find out all the news about What's Up Mississauga.
And how can people vote for you for the Marty Awards? I think you should just let them know about that as well.
Well, actually, it's on the Mississauga Arts Council
website. Yeah. And if you go and log on to it, you can always sort of find.
So guys, make sure you're voting for Soha.
Yep.
All right, Soha, thank you so much for being here with us. It was wonderful talking to you.
And I think you just brought a beautiful message in terms of just, I think, just a message for humanity, and I think a message for people living in Toronto overall. And again, इतनी कम उम्र में इतना ज़्यादा हासिल करना मुमकिन है, चाहिए तो सिर्फ थोड़ा सा initiative. And initiative is all we're asking of you. On May 2nd, जब federal elections होने वाले हैं, go out there, vote, make a difference. And again, it's not just आपकी ज़िंदगी के सवाल नहीं है, I think ये पूरे कनाडा के मुस्तकबिल का सवाल है. And it's all in your hands. आपको लगता है कि शायद आपके हाथ में नहीं, but you can make a difference. So go out there and vote. But फिलहाल एक छोटा सा ब्रेक लीजिए, पर जाइए कहीं नहीं, क्योंकि हम गए और अभी वापस आए.